everyone, I'm Sophia with Awaken Catholic, and this is Awaken the Saint. Alexis Falconieri was a successful merchant. He flourished in the Florentine trade scene and later found a fraternity of incredible support. Alexis and 6 others began gathering together in prayer and thanksgiving, reflecting on their love for Our Lady as early as 1225. They began to refer to themselves as the servants of Mary. Some called it a brave move, but others might have called Alexis and his friends crazy. But one day, after meeting up in 1233, they decided to give up everything and seclude themselves. On the Feast of the Assumption of Mary, they received a vision of Mary herself. She came to them and instructed them to officially establish their order of penance and prayer, adopt the black scapular, and follow the rule of St. Augustine. Alexis and his 6 fellow founders retreated to the outskirts of the city, leaving behind successful businesses, their families, and any wealth that they had acquired. Each of them had something to sacrifice, but each of them willingly chose to give back to God the gifts they had graciously received. It didn't take long for their way of life to be noticed by others in La Camarilla. Travelers and pilgrims would come to meet these holy men, seeking spiritual direction and a glimpse into the lives of the servants of Mary. In 1249, the order received their official approval and began the long process of becoming an official order. But by then, they already had thousands of members and houses established throughout Europe. Of the 7 founders, Alexis was the only one not to become ordained. He remained a lay brother throughout his life, not feeling worthy enough to be ordained. But that didn't mean he felt less called to remain at the order and continue living the life he now found fulfillment in. Alexis knew that he still had a lot to offer the servants of Mary. Because of his life as a successful merchant, Alexis was entrusted basically as the order manager. He obtained the material and financial needs of the community, usually through humbly begging in the streets when nothing else could be done. Alexis knew he wasn't doing this for himself, but rather for his suffering brothers and sisters, especially those who suffered alone. Alexis went on to help construct the Servite Church in Caravaggio and remained with the order until his death in 1310. He was the only surviving founder who was present when Pope Benedict XI approved the order officially. The Servite order is still active today and is ministering to the sick and those in isolation. They live a beautiful life of prayer and penance, giving everything they have back to God in praise. Alexis and his 6 fraternal brothers are now known as the 7 Holy Founders and were canonized in 1888 by Pope Leo XIII. It's one thing to say that we could be like St. Alexis and the other holy founders, have the ability to drop everything and follow Christ through the heart of Mary, but it's another thing to actually do it. The courageous strength and humble trust of these 7 holy men was what stopped the rich man in the Gospels. They had everything: comfortable lives, loving families, successful careers, and yet in the eyes of the world, they gave away everything without hesitation. May we too have the courage and strength to freely surrender everything to God and outwardly live a life of prayer and service that St. Alexis and the holy founders modeled. St. Alexis Falconieri, pray for us.